Yo, this whole Luigi Mangione case has been insane as it's been going on from month to month. Even from the beginning of him allegedly killing and shooting the CEO of UnitedHealthcare.
Those who idolize Luigi Mangione, I say this: violence is not a cause, murder is not a message, and a killer is certainly not a hero.
We begin tonight with the breaking news, the chilling new video never seen before, now showing the crucial moments after Luigi Mangione allegedly shot and killed that healthcare CEO Brian Thompson outside a New York City hotel. We have all seen the surveillance video showing the gunman sneaking up behind the victim, opening fire. But tonight, for the first time, we see what happens afterward. The witness on the street, a woman with her coffee, a man from the hotel, and several minutes go by before anyone tends to that CEO who had just been shot lying on the sidewalk. Here's our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky, leading us off.
Tonight, we're seeing newly released video of the chilling moments after Luigi Mangione allegedly shot and killed UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson outside a New York City hotel. You can see the shooter walk toward the victim, appearing to briefly glance down as he lay dying on the sidewalk before turning to cross the street, then starting to run, disappearing down an alley. This woman, holding her coffee, seems to hear the first shot. She flinches as Thompson stumbles, then seems to look straight at the gunman, still taking aim, before she runs off. Seconds later, a man in the hotel steps outside, looks toward Thompson crumpled on the ground, and starts pointing in the suspect's direction. But it would be 3 minutes before police arrive and tend to the CEO, another 8 minutes until an ambulance pulls up.
They're looking for a male, about 5 feet 10 inches in height, cream-colored jacket, black mask, black gloves.
As police launched a manhunt across the city, they allege Mangione escaped on a bike, dumped a backpack in Central Park, then hailed a taxi before he hopped a bus out of town.
And do you guys remember that manhunt of them trying to find him throughout the city? All them days, we were getting all the information of how his backpack, we might see him, he's still armed and dangerous. To them finding him simply at McDonald's, I was like, nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's like when you watch a movie and then the ending is terrible. Even though that wasn't the ending, but it was just the ending that I just wasn't expecting of his manhunt. I'm not saying that I wanted it to be crazier. It's just like, McDonald's? Y'all just found him just chilling, eating breakfast at McDonald's? Nah, that just doesn't sound like the man that would be out there with a silencer shooting the CEO of a company.
Yes, sir. There you go. Yeah, put your mask down real quick for me. Yeah, sure. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. What's your name?
Mark.
What is it?
Mark.
Mark?
Yes, sir.
Mark what?
Rosario.
Rosario? Someone called. They thought you were suspicious.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you have your ID on you?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Thanks. I thought she looked like someone, guilty to... Player 6, 27-29 out of New Jersey.
But hey, what would I know? And then it all started going so viral with him walking inside the jail, us seeing him actually being arrested.
Way soon after the murder, clearly in what was a calculated move, as well as investigators finding key details in the search for him. That book bag in Central Park full of Monopoly money. One interesting detail. I believe Bryn Gingras is still here over the rotors of the helicopter. Talk to us about what you're seeing now and just the scale of the law enforcement presence there.
Yeah, like I said, I've never seen anything like this, Boris, to be quite honest with you. There are just law enforcement from so many levels here, and it's very clear, as you just saw, that walk from the helicopter all the way down that pier to that Sprinter van, which he just got into, while he's shackled. They clearly want the photo opportunity to show what they believe they got their guy. I mean, that's what it really feels like, because that was like a long perp walk, as we would call it, in the news industry.
Joel Seidman, Zachary Kaplan, and Kristen Bailey on behalf of the people. Good morning, Your Honor.
Karen, Kaplan on behalf of Luigi Mangione. Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Berger.
All right, good morning, everyone. So both parties should have received a copy of the decision this morning, which grants the defendant's motion in part and denies it in part, and which lays out the findings of fact and conclusions of law. So I'm just going to give a brief summary of the conclusions. So as to the map issues, I find that the search of the backpack at the McDonald's was improper, warrantless search.
To all his fans blowing up on the internet, and we've been seeing even now how much money he's still been raising for his defense. It's insane. It's insane. There's a lot of people that started reading his manifesto and different things that came out while all this has been going on, and a lot of people, I'm assuming, are not mad at him for what he did, because the donations we are seeing has been shocking to me.
Danny, real quick, did you meet Luigi, the guy who...
All right, so Luigi was in 41. He's in a transit unit. Luigi couldn't come to our unit, but remember when you dropped me off?
Yes.
He's seen that.
No way.
Yeah, because TMZ posted it, and this guy named Russia that was with us, he's literally said he watched TV, and when you dropped me off and I said that like Luigi and like Maduro was gonna have the best basketball team ever, he literally was laughing. I was like, yo, this guy's crazy. Like,
yo.
Yeah, so he's seen you.
And for all these months, I've been wanting to know what his actual defense was gonna be, because at first I believe he pled not guilty. But months later, now as we come to August, we see a couple days ago that he was actually getting ready to plead guilty at any moment now. And I was like, there's no way. I was looking at my phone when I got that alert, like, there's no way. I don't believe.
From now, we expect Luigi Mangione to walk into a Manhattan federal courtroom behind me, where he could plead guilty to federal interstate stalking charges resulting in the death of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The dramatic reality today is Mangione can change his mind at any moment, even during the hearing. A senior DOJ source tells Fox News there is no plea deal today. He's promised nothing in return and is allowed to plead guilty if he chooses. We're told the DOJ will push for the maximum sentence of life in prison without parole. If Mangione pleads today, Judge Margaret Garnett will run through Rule 11, the mandatory checklist before any federal guilty plea. Under oath, Mangione inside must show he is pleading guilty voluntarily, understands the charges and the penalties. Then the allocution. In his own words, Mangione must admit the facts of the crimes, that he traveled to New York and stalked Brian Thompson 2 hours from now, resulting in his death. It would be the first time Mangione admits to the killing in court. The 28-year-old won't be sentenced today. That comes later and is entirely up to Judge Garnett's discretion. So why plead guilty? Mangione could maybe get less than a life sentence by the judge. That's the thinking, given he's accepting responsibility and has no criminal history. Strategically, though, he could also get his state trial thrown out. Generally, state and federal governments are considered sovereign entities, but under New York's unusually strict double jeopardy law, once Mangione pleads guilty to federal crimes, it's generally illegal to try someone in state for the same criminal act. There are narrow exceptions, and both sides will likely fight it out before his September 8th state trial. Today is also a big day, though, for Brian Thompson's family, who've been publicly silent so far. The 50-year-old CEO, husband, and father of 2 sons was shot in the back in Midtown Manhattan, assassinated weeks before Christmas 2024. Prosecutors say Mangione targeted Thompson over his hatred of healthcare insurance companies. But the tragic irony of it all is that at the time, Thompson was actually championing a value-based type of healthcare focused on keeping patients healthy.
He didn't just go through all that and he's just gonna plead guilty. He could face life in prison. I don't see that he would do that. And yet, a couple days later, I was shocked. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was extremely shocked to see what we saw as breaking news. That he pled guilty. He pled guilty. And they even told the judge, you know you pleading guilty, you could face life in prison. And he said, yes. Nah, this is crazy.
Luigi Mangione is speaking now. Hold on. Let me check down, because you know I'm getting this real time. Okay, Mangione chooses to stay seated. He says, after years, if enduring severe pain from a broken back, I learned UnitedHealthcare will hold an investors conference. The judge tells him to please speak up. So now he's doing what, you know, I'm sure makes his attorneys a little nervous, and that's him recount all the things that happened, because he's got to tell the truth and it's got to match. He continues, the specific location was not publicly disclosed. He researched it online. He had the stated mission to make the healthcare work better for everyone. That's all a quote. In November of 2024, he traveled from outside New York City to Manhattan, emailed UHS leadership posing as an investor, requested information on the conference and received an immediate response. Quote, before traveling to New York, I used a 3D printer to make a gun. I traveled to New York with the intern to shoot, with the intention, I see, shorthand, with the intention to shoot Brian Thompson. On the morning of December 4, 2024, I shot Mr. Thompson in Manhattan. I knew what I was doing. And then Mangione is done speaking.
There's a lot of different cases going on right now in America, from even the Charlie Kirk case, and seeing that going down is just all insane. It's crazy how divided this country is today. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But this one, it wasn't really much about politics from what I'm understanding. I could be completely wrong, guys. Please spare me. This channel really focuses on streetwear and fashion, and not only that, really hip hop. But this is something I wanted to speak about because we touched this subject throughout this channel for the last couple months, and just seeing him actually changing now and pleading guilty was shocking to me. Was any of you guys expecting that? I definitely wasn't. And I wonder what sentencing is gonna be. We're gonna see that any minute now.
Mangione pleads guilty in federal court. What do we think? Three things. One, I'm surprised. I think that he's gonna end up probably doing life, close to life. I think I would have taken my chances with 12 New Yorkers in the city of New York, which is angry as hell at the state of the state, and say maybe it'll turn me free. Two, look kids, you can have all the fan letters and social media craze, and at the end of the day, you commit crimes, you do the time. He's going to do life. Never worth it. If this was your kid, think about it. If this was you, you threw your life away. And three, why would he take the plea? Well, I'm guessing his insanity defense isn't working out. Initially, it seemed like he was going to try to plead insanity, get into a psych ward or something. The other thing, by pleading guilty in federal court, you're now going to go to federal prison, which is much better than state prison. You don't want to go to state prison if you could go to federal prison. You don't want to go to prison at all. Damn, Luigi. Damn.
Sub to the channel because I definitely will update you guys as soon as we get that information, because that's gonna be the real breaking news. Do you guys think he gets life, or do you think that's the reason he pled guilty? Because he knows something we don't know in his legal team that they worked out, and actually what the sentencing might be, or what the prosecuting team could recommend. Do you think something in there is actually saying that he won't face life? Let me know your thoughts down below. Sub to the channel, guys. This is insane, and just seeing how this continues to develop throughout the months just gets crazier and crazier. I ain't even going. But sub to the channel. As soon as we see any updates about sentencing, I definitely will come back to update you guys. Brother, love life. Live life and love life. Go to Greenland. Go to Iceland. Go ride an ATV through a black sand. Go sit in a hot geotub somewhere in the world. Why are you even thinking of these things? Well, we can see. He said he dealt with back issues. And again, it's hard to judge people. It's definitely hard to judge people. And we don't know where everybody's mental is. And I definitely learned that with that shorty that drove to Rihanna's house all the way from Florida and started shooting shots. Like crazy. I saw her crisscross applesauce sitting somewhere in downtown Orlando talking about Rihanna's been stalking her. I was like, oh nah, shorty's really crazy. Shorty's like not even like, oh nah, you crazy, you bugging out. Like nah, she's really crazy. Like she had to be locked up with the Joker and Harley Quinn somewhere in Arkham Asylum. She shouldn't have been running the streets of Orlando. But yes, she did, and look what came from that.
That's completely out of touch, and it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people. It's a lived experience.
Sub to the channel, guy. We're on that road to 22,000 subscribers. The world is a scary place today. I'm not even gonna lie. It's a very scary place today.